So, I hear we're into some of the same stuff.
You're about to join John
And Eric.
as we explore said stuff.
Really bad movies. Sega Genesis.
Sports and girls. The interesting aspects of pop culture.
And we'll answer listeners' mail because you have so much to say.
You are listening to
A sophisticated conversation.
Greetings and welcome to episode number 10 of Podcast Revolution. Eric, are you gonna do this for every episode? What?
10.
Oh, okay.
A good album by Pearl Jam was 10.
Actually, speaking of Pearl Jam, I was just listening to them earlier today. That's
Oh,
the end of
really?
my story. So
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Well, anyways, they had an album called 10, and it was really good.
was it? Do you own this album?
Yes, I do, actually.
All right, I was gonna call you out if it wasn't in your possession.
It was actually their first album. I think, pretty much all their big hits from the beginning were on it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
What were some other things that had 10 that were good?
I know some things that had 9 in it that were pretty good.
Yeah, but we're on number 10, not 9.
10.
10, I feel like 10 should have good things, but it doesn't. Like, you have Snow White and the Seven Dwarves. You'll have, 5 people in a band. Or 3.
We have two movies.
four.
Two movies named 9 released 2 months apart.
You'll have, the trilogy is 3. So you feel like 10 should be this epic number, but then nothing really has 10.
Not so much. No.
Can you...
We have 10 fingers, and we're in a base 10 math system. Did you know that?
We're in a base 10. Oh, is that 10 to the 1 power, 10 to the 2 power type of thing?
Yeah, because do that 2 plus 2 in base 4 is 10.
How does that work?
Or no, yeah, 2 plus 2 in base 4 is 10.
Oh, anyway. So while
Yeah.
our listeners are now turning off the podcast,
Yeah.
I think we'll switch the subject. But John over here, if you hear him chewing, is eating a pizza while doing the podcast. He gets mad if, we make all these other noises, but somehow if he's eating, that's fine, because it's him, because he's a jerk. But he had an interesting experience ordering his pizza. Do you want to explain a little
I
bit?
just seem to make people who wait on me very mad. Like at that Mexican restaurant when I ordered a hamburger, then they got mad at me. But it was on the menu, so I don't see a problem with it.
Right.
And in this instance, it said minimum price for delivery is $10, and I had a coupon for 2 cheese pizzas for $10. So that's what I ordered. And the guy gave me attitude. He's like, "Well, are you getting anything else?" "No, all I want is 2 cheese pizzas." He's like, "You don't want fries or anything?" "No, I just want 2 cheese pizzas." "Well, come on, that's not very much." "Well, too bad. Give it to me."
Well, that's because you were a jerk. I mean, think about it, John. It's going to cost $3 or $4 for him to deliver the pizza to you, and then you ordered only $10, the minimum, but you had a coupon, so normally it probably would have been $15. So he probably lost money off of you.
I don't care. If he wants the minimum to be something else, maybe he should raise it.
Maybe you should not be a jerk. And
I'm not being a jerk. I'm following their rules that they specify in their menu that they sent to my house.
Yeah, but everybody knows that even though the minimum, you still have to put above it because, I don't know, it's kind of a jerk thing
No,
to do.
if they don't find the minimum good enough, then they should raise it. I'm not conceding on this.
Where else have you run into this before? Have you run into any similar problems with a minimum?
With minimums?
Yes.
No, not really.
No.
Because most people honor what they say. And this guy gave me attitude, which I didn't appreciate.
Do you also not tip anybody ever in life?
I tip a lot, but I don't like to tip. Because I find the concept of assumed tipping to be ridiculous.
I do too. I think tipping should only be. I agree with you on this. I think tipping should only be for exceptional, awesome service. When I go to I'm not trying to put down any of our waiters and waitresses. I understand you don't get paid a lot and you don't get health care and you get $2 an hour. So, but I have no problem tipping. But the problem is, there are many times that I have literally the worst service ever, and it's why am I tipping you? And then sometimes there's stuff that I don't see why I should tip you. The place where I play indoor soccer, they have a bunch of high school kids that work the little snack stand. they have a little tipping like jar. It's like, why? You got me my Gatorade.
You
for
turned
$1,
around. Yeah, you turned around and grabbed a
why
Gatorade.
the hell should I be tipping you? And the funny thing is I look down in the tip jar. There's actually I'm not lying.
Bills.
I've seen like 5s and 10s in there. Like not just like here's 2 cents. I don't want to hold on to these pennies. I guess I'll put it in the tip. Like legitimate money. I'm just like, you could put that towards like a good cause. Like not some turning around. Here's your Gatorade. Here,
Yeah.
let me give you $20. It's the stupidest thing in the world.
And then like you don't tip baggers and stuff. Like who determines which positions get tips and which don't?
What about like that's stupid? Like to me, you know the person who like cuts your meat in the deli? Why aren't they tipped? They have this big machine that could like rip their hands off, but you don't tip them. But then the stupid kid that just turns around and gives me my Gatorade wants a tip. That's stupid. There's plenty of jobs that should have tips that don't, and 90% of the jobs that do have tips shouldn't.
And there's some places where I don't know if I should tip or not. For instance, restaurants that have car side service, where you sit in your car and you call it in and they bring the food outside to you. Do you tip them for that? Do you not tip them?
I don't see why. Like it's like they're just it's not like you
it's not
sat
like they're
down.
waiting on you.
Yeah, they just bring it out to you. It's like it'd be like if I work in insurance. So say I'm helping someone with their insurance policy, and I was like, oh yeah, by the way, I see you liked the policy I'm working with you on. How about you slip me $5? Like it's just stupid. Like there shouldn't be jobs that have tips. Like a lot of them shouldn't. I'm sorry. Unless I think tips should be for one, exceptional service, no matter what it is. If you want to tip, it should be your decision. So if someone is an outstanding waiter or waitress, you absolutely should tip them. If someone is an outstanding, I don't know, say someone builds you a house and they go above and beyond all this, they do everything perfect for you, I think you should tip them like $100 or something. Like I'm just saying.
One thing that I couldn't believe when I saw it was a waitress friend of mine. She joined a group on Facebook that said it should be a mandatory 20% tip for every place.
No, but like some service just sucks. I'm sorry. Like Friendlies, I love Friendlies, but they notoriously have like the worst service I've ever seen in my life. Like if I have to wait 30 minutes to get water, and I'm not just saying that you're going to say, oh, well, what if there's only one waitress? No, I'm talking like I went at like 11:30 at night in Haverhill, and there was like 4 people there and like 3 waitresses, and it took 30 minutes to get like a water. Like, why should I tip you? You're just being lazy and not...
Well, I wouldn't disparage against Friendlies. I love Friendlies.
No, I'm not. I love Friendlies too, don't get me wrong. The food is absolutely incredible. I'm just saying... Sometimes, I'm just saying an example of when I had horrible service at a restaurant where I still tip 20% because you're a jerk if you don't, but I'm just like, why should I tip you? You did a horrible job at doing your job. Yeah. It's like the kid, remember we went to Sports Store to get my hockey equipment?
Yeah.
And he was like, he looked at me like I was a jerk because I asked him to get the ladder so he could get me a helmet. Like, because he was like...
He was just sitting around
just
playing,
sitting
throwing
around.
a football.
It's like, dude, like, this is your job. Like, what if someone called me at work and I was like, I really don't feel like handling your claim right now. Like, sorry. Call me back later. Like, do your job and do it well. That's just how I am.
Well, that's why you have a job. I mean, that's why someone hired you is to do your job, not to piss off customers.
And again, I'm not trying to pick on people that have tips. I'm just saying a lot of things I just don't... Like, Dunkin' Donuts, they also have, like,
the tip jar.
It's like, why? Like, you picked up a donut and you put it in my bag. Like, why should someone... I just don't get it.
Well, it can be a stressful job, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Who determines what job gets it?
Well, here's the thing. If I ordered, like, a dozen donuts and a bunch of... went, like, a big order, absolutely, I would... Because that's, like, a pain in the ass. You might have drive-through going on, that sort of thing. But if it's just, like, me by myself, I just want a small hot cocoa, like, I don't know. Like, I've seen people, like, throw in $5 getting, like, one coffee.
And
really?
another thing that I see is, like, a pizza guy comes, and let's say it's a $6 pizza, and you give him a 10, and he just starts to walk away. You're like, do I have my change? Like, what are they thinking?
Yeah.
It's frustrating.
Producer Melissa, what do you think?
All right, she agrees with everything.
Are you just saying
And the
that?
microphone's over here, so maybe if you're gonna talk to her, she should come over
John,
here.
shut up.
Excuse me.
John, I'm better than you. I don't care.
You're better than me?
I am better
You
than
want to take this outside?
Yes, I do.
I'll Go outside then.
All right.
I'll meet you out there after the
We will,
podcast.
yeah, we will take it outside after this commercial.
No, we're not doing a commercial
We're not
break
doing
yet.
a commercial
No,
break yet?
because I have
Okay.
something on my mind.
Oh, okay, keep going then.
That I just forgot what it
All right,
was because
well-
you kept talking.
We'll apologize to Netflix now then.
Well, we don't even know if it is Netflix yet.
probably
We
is.
need to check our banner
Vince
ad.
Wrestle!
Yeah.
I'm back!
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the way we determine our ads is we check the banner ad on our website and just make an ad for whatever that is.
Yeah, so we'll keep doing it until we pretty much get in trouble.
Yeah.
I think they would be happy. But anyway, I don't want to interrupt your train of thought. What were you gonna say,
No,
John?
you already interrupted it.
Well,
I'll see if I can
Were you
remember
gonna
it from
say
the
when
break.
I said, "Oh my God, I'm better than you"? Were you gonna say, "Oh yeah, I know"?
No, it was before that.
Oh, we were talking about tipping. I asked producer Melissa if she agreed. She said yes. I said, "You're just saying that," and she's like, "No." And then we kind of went on a rant, and then you were gonna say something, and now you forget.
Okay, I remember now.
Okay, cool.
We'll get to it after the break.
Oh, you jerk.
Good morning, Ted. Morning, Joe. Oh, boy, I love working in this office. But actually, can I tell you a secret, Nancy? Come here. Yeah, you know what's really strange?
What?
Is I haven't defecated in weeks,
Oh my
and
God.
my heart feels really diseased.
Oh my God, really?
I know. I don't know what to remedy. I don't want to go to the doctor. Do you have any suggestions, Nancy?
I know exactly what you need.
What do I need?
Kellogg's Fiber Plus bars.
Kellogg's Fiber Plus bars?
They help move stools, and it's good for your heart.
You're totally fibering me, aren't you? You old yarn.
I take it every day, and it's better than prunes.
You've just blown my mind.
Oh man, I'm crapping my pants.
Kellogg's Fiber Plus.
It's good for your heart and your butt.
Yes. All right, so we're back. And during the break, Eric kept badgering me and made me forget what my topic was going to be. So, what do you want to do, Eric?
Well, our escape pod to get out of this situation until you remember what the question is let's answer some listener mail. As always, listeners, you can send email to us at podcastrevolution@gmail.com. And yes, John, I'm not going to say G as in Google, mail.com, but I just said it, so I guess technically I did, so next time I won't. But anyways, podcastrevolution@gmail.com. Send us whatever you want, and we will put it on here and answer it.
Do you think you're clever, Eric?
No, not at all.
Because you are.
No, thank you.
Okay, all right, moving on. All right, so actually, normally we get the emails from people we know, but this one is actually from someone that we don't know.
Which is cool. I'm hoping we get more, actually, from we don't know.
Yeah, all right. So this is from Peter H, and Peter says, "Hey guys, I love your show. Anyway, my friend and I have a bet. Can you make pasta out of dogs? Well, which one of us won the bet? Goodbye." Well, I don't know which one of you won the bet because I don't know which one you are, Peter, in the bet. Did you bet that you could or could not make pizza out of dogs? Or pasta, rather.
Pizza out of dogs.
Well, and they're both equally
They're
ridiculous.
both Italian specialties. You can make pasta out of dogs.
You can?
Yes.
How?
Well, you take a dog, you kill it, preferably one of those stupid Yorkie, barky, annoying rat dogs, preferably one of those. You kill it, and you mix it with eggs and flour and water, and you put it through the pasta thingy, and you get dog pasta. So yeah, it's possible.
I don't know about that. I know you can make spaghetti and meatballs with dogs because you could turn them into the meatballs.
Yeah, I mean, you could, because technically, I mean, people in...
It's like hot dogs.
Whoa, what? Oh, Mr. Popular here, his cell phone goes off in the middle of the show. Jeez. Oh, and we had to do a little transition, the 90s Full House little wind chime transition here.
Yeah,
'cause
so...
Mr.
yeah.
Popular.
Yeah,
John Turcotte.
basically that was our buddy Bacteria Mike giving us a
That
call.
was Bacteria,
And
Mike.
we're finalizing the plans for our Toronto trip, which we'll be doing on Friday night.
Yep, exactly. So, we'll get into that a little bit, but back to the question. It is possible to make dog pasta. As you're saying, you can eat dog meat.
Would you recommend eating dog pasta, though?
I've always wanted to try dog meat, to be honest with you. Not like in the United States, like if I went to like China or something where people actually eat it just to say I've had it. But I think during the Beijing Olympics, they stopped serving it because of all the
Controversy.
the PETA
Yeah.
animal weirdo people.
All right. Well, all right, Peter. Looks like whoever in your group said that you can make pasta out of dogs apparently won the bet. So I hope it was a good bet.
Yeah, you can make pasta out of dogs.
And Peter, feel free to continue emailing us.
Yeah, send us all the hate mail. I don't care. Like how each episode I piss off some.
Well, who would you have pissed off in this case?
Probably PETA, I guess.
Oh, I was talking about Peter, who sent the email.
Oh no, I'm talking about PETA as in like.
Yeah, I know what PETA
ethical
is.
Treatment of animals, you know.
No, I was talking about Peter. You were talking about PETA. Before.
Oh yeah, Peter. Okay.
Yeah, Peter sent the email.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Peter.
Who's on first? All right,
What's
moving
on
on
second?
Yeah, we have a second email. You want to read that one?
Sure. All right. Well, I wasn't gonna do them all back to back, but since that's what you want to do, I guess I have no choice.
Hey Johnny, how are you? I'm finally getting a chance to catch up on PPR, and it's actually pretty damn awesome. So, my mail.
This is from Andy, by the way.
First off, I'm about to finish Super Mario Galaxy 2. Have you picked that up yet?
Actually, did you notice that he addressed this only to me and not you? That's pretty cool, huh?
Shut up.
Says, "Hey,
John.
Johnny," it doesn't say anything about Eric.
Just shut up.
All right.
And second, where do you do all this? What town? I'm hoping to move to New Hampshire soon and would love to come down for a,
Then, hang on.
No, I can't read. No.
Oh, okay. No, the stupid
My
note.
name's John.
The stupid notepad
I
cut off
can't-
half of it.
I
Yeah,
can't read.
Stop that. Shut up. Yeah, never use notepad because I don't know why I used it to begin with. But he says,
I would love to come down for, I'm assuming, first musical guest to show off my guitar skills.
all right, we could use a musical guest.
I guess. I mean, we're not really a music show. But we can always squeeze in some of our listeners. We love having them on. So yeah, sure.
And then he says,
Late to the party, but episode 6's discussion of exploring the ocean's O1 atmospheres.
Wait,
is
I think is that a new question though?
it's the same person. So,
Oh, maybe we should answer the first part now.
All right.
And the second half later.
all right, so,
Because Andy asked like 3 questions in one here.
okay, well, his first one about Mario Galaxy 2, I do not have that.
I don't. I gotta get around to it. Mario Galaxy 1 impressed.
It was a
the
fun game.
Crap out of me, and it's funny. I absolutely hated 3D Mario until Mario Galaxy,
Really?
which came out in 06 or 07. I didn't play a Mario game from like 90.
Mario 64 revolutionized gaming.
Oh, I hated it. I hated it.
First time I touched that game, my eyes lit up.
I absolutely
I was 9.
hated that game. Oh, the graphics were horrendous.
At the time, they were groundbreaking.
Well, it was horrendous because I loved the Super Nintendo and Mario World was
you
incredible.
hated the Super Nintendo.
No, I hated it compared to Sega Genesis, but I still
okay.
loved it. But like Mario World was incredible, like riding Yoshi. Then Mario World 2, which was actually Yoshi's Island.
Yes.
Which was really, really good, and the colors and the it was beautiful. It was like artwork of a game. And then you get the N64 and it looked like garbage. It was like
at the time, it was
like
amazing.
These blocky, crappy graphics when before.
And no one had ever seen blocky, crappy
You had
graphics
these
before that.
beautiful 2D like artists, like hand drawn, like
I don't
backgrounds,
care.
and then you had just crap.
It was not crap. It
It
was
looked horrendous.
groundbreaking.
I absolutely hated it.
It has not aged well.
I
will give
hated
you
it.
that.
I hated Mario Sunshine. I thought
No.
that was crap. And then finally, my buddy Pat, actually the kid who challenged me to a dance-off, who I will beat, by the way. But anyways, he...
I've actually gotten a lot of feedback about the dance-off. A lot of fans want to see it.
it's going down. It's going on like Donkey Kong, man. It's
on like Donkey Kong.
I know. I say what I want. Anyways, going. But yeah, Mario Galaxy 1 was incredible, and I beat the whole thing with Mario.
And then again with Luigi.
I unlocked with Luigi, beat the whole thing with Luigi, and I got the bonus stage. Beat the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole 2-minute bonus
and so
stage.
I was excited when Galaxy 2 came out, but the only problem was I graduated college, and all of a sudden my free time went from like all day to like an hour a day.
Exactly.
So like I haven't.
And,
I will
and
get
with
around
that free time, you're using it to podcast.
pretty much, and so Galaxy 2, I will pick it up.
Well, he
soon.
was asking me. He wasn't asking you.
Oh, that's
So
right.
I haven't gotten it yet, but I will. All right, and then the second question: where do we do all this? All right, we film
You
in.
can't tell.
Yeah, it's a secret location in southern New Hampshire. That's all we can say.
It's actually in the woods.
I wouldn't say it's in the woods.
No, we're in a tree fort.
Okay, secret location. All right.
So that's the secret location. And as far as music coming down, I mean, I'm cool with having a.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah, I mean, we like having our listeners on the show. So, you want to play a song, go for it. Just let us know.
All right.
You want to challenge me to dance off and lose? You can lose too. Let me know.
Maybe he could play the music during the dance off.
Oh, we could have like, you know what we should do? We should have like podcast listener appreciation day, kind of like employee appreciation.
PPR day.
Just we can have everybody come down and just be on the show. That we'll get like as many guest stars as we can. We'll just fill the room up with like 1 million people. It'd be great.
I think that'd be pretty sweet.
It would be fun. So that is the.
I didn't say it would be fun. I said it would be sweet.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't be fun. It'd be sweet.
It probably wouldn't be fun.
So, and the second half of the question we'll answer later. But John, have you remembered yet what you forgot?
Unfortunately, I have not. But I do have an addition to the tip discussion that we're talking about.
That's cool.
All right, so on one TV show, Third Rock from the Sun, the John Lithgow's character comes up with an interesting concept that I think could be introduced to real-world tipping. And what he does is he goes to a restaurant for the first time and figures out what tipping is, and he doesn't like it, naturally.
Yeah.
So what he does, the next time he goes, he slaps $2 on the table, and when the waitress comes, he tells her that this represents her potential tip, and if she does a good job, he'll add to it. If she does something he doesn't like, he'll take them away. Which, I mean, the way he practiced it in the show was funny, but it was not very cool, because like if he ordered something, she said they were out of that kind of meat or whatever, he'd take $1 away, which wasn't really her fault. But
I kind of like that concept.
Good...
I mean, obviously stuff like that's not fair. But
yeah.
What if that was like you go into a restaurant, you have to put $5 down, like this jar, say in the middle of the table, and every time she comes over, she does something good, you add to it.
Yeah.
You keep going, and like, therefore, it's not based off of because producer Melissa brought up a great point where a lot of tipping, and I think this is why tipping sucks, is because it's never on quality of service, which it should be. It's based off of the price of the meal.
Yeah, percentage of your meal.
So say you bought a $50 meal, you're going to tip like 20%, which would be $10. But what if it's the most lousy service ever? So you're giving someone $10. How about instead of that, rather than a percentage or anything, just you do a good job, you keep adding to it or something, and you can go forever, I suppose. I think that's a great idea. So I'm for it. I don't know. What do you think the listeners will say? Maybe they'll think we're cheap jerks, but I don't know. I agree with you. I think tipping.
I don't know. I think the tipping industry, not industry, but
industry.
The concept of tipping needs to be revolutionized.
I agree. Absolutely.
I think we're the revolutionaries to do it.
Yeah, I mean, tipping is. I don't know. I want to hear what our listeners have to say too. So, listeners, tell us.
If you disagree with us, let us know.
Tell
You're
us-
wrong, but let us know.
Tell us what you think. And it's actually funny because in Europe, the tipping is actually already included in the price, which is kind of interesting too. And it's actually like rude if you tip. It's like, oh, like I have more money than everybody else in here. It's almost it's like the opposite. Like,
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny. So if you go out to eat, say with your family, and your bill comes out to $50 or whatever, it's automatic. The tip, it'll give you the price, then the tax, then it will say tip or whatever they call it over there.
Yeah.
And then you get the final amount, which I don't think that's the proper way to revolutionize the tipping industry.
Right.
But I think it's
there's got to be a better way than what we have.
Yeah, and it's based off of too, like how many people are there. I don't think it's based off the price of your meal. So it's just I don't know. I think it's way better.
Yeah, I agree with you for once.
Cool. And I have no idea what we should talk about next, so we'll cut this part out. But I have no idea.
No, we'll do. I'm too lazy to cut this part out.
Oh, okay.
And maybe Frenchie will, but I doubt it. Frenchie's worthless.
Actually, I have a funny story to tell about one of my friends, and for confidentiality purposes, I'll call him Grobby Grodderson.
Okay. All right. What did Grobby do this time?
Grobby, it's funny. It's a story that goes back a little bit. When we were in high school, we thought it would be really funny to go to Friendly's again. I'm not trying to pick on Friendly's. I love Friendly's. It's a great place. But we went to Friendly's and we thought it would be funny if we ordered everything backwards, dinner. Like we got ice. We sat down. She's like, "Do you want drinks?" We're like, "No." She looked at us kind of weird, but we're like, "We don't bring over anything, even water." And then we ordered ice cream. We ate the ice cream. She's like, "Oh, do you want your bill?" I was like, "No, I'll get a hamburger." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll get a steak." And then she's like, "Okay, what do you want to drink?" We're like, "Nothing. You don't bring anything over. We don't want it." I'm like, okay. So we got that. And then we ordered an appetizer after. And again, she's like, "What's going on?" We still wouldn't let her. And then we ordered sodas. And then we ordered water.
Wow.
And we had a backwards dinner, and it was hilarious. So
Hilarious.
it was really funny.
Okay.
You had to
There's
be
a
there.
fine line. Was it hilarious or was it really funny?
No, it was hilarious.
Did she find it amusing?
Well, she kind of figured it out only once we ordered the sodas that we did everything backwards. But the point of the story is I talked to Grobby tonight,
Okay.
and he was telling me about how he's dating this fine young lady, and how Grobby, if the fine young lady is in your room listening to this podcast right now, you better turn it off, or else bad things will happen. So, anyways, so we thought it would be funny if we added one more thing to the backwards dinner. Have a backwards date where you get it on first, and then you go to Friendly's and have ice cream, and then dinner.
So you and Grobby got it on?
No, me and Grobby did not get it on. I'm talking about the fine young lady he was going to take on a date. So I said he should include that into the backwards dinner because a new Friendly's opened in Boston.
Ah,
Yeah, and I thought it was a brilliant idea.
okay. Just,
So,
as long as you're not getting it on with Grobby.
well, I would only if he's going to take me to Friendly's after. But
Fair enough.
so Grobby, hopefully I didn't just rooster block you.
Rooster block.
Yeah, gotta hate rooster blocking. Melissa, have you ever rooster blocked someone?
No, I can't. Say
I feel like girls rooster block guys all the time. At least it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, well, looks like we've run out of stuff to talk about for this instant, so I guess we'll jump into the next commercial.
Who will it be? And on the sixth day, let there be free daily Bible podcast. SaulReadsTheBible.com. Subscribe, hear the Bible in a year, reading and devotional in 20 minutes a day when you need to get your God on. What do you think, John?
Радиус Десens Aircraft Society Russian Mark Adolabs Ross Rogers now will be bringing it.
All right, and we're back.
Yeah.
I think we have more fun making the commercials than we do doing the rest of the podcast.
SaulReadsTheBible.com turns into a satanic John.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh man, that was a good one. I guess maybe we should start off by wanting to go to the second.
Finish the rest of the Andy's mail.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Late to the party, but episode 6's discussion on exploring the ocean, so you guys know, 01 atmospheres are a lot easier than 1 in several hundred.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we were talking about how we find it crazy that people can explore the deepest regions of space, but not the ocean. Even though we understand the pressure. But Andy goes on.
Also, they got ROVs that can go to the very bottom of the ocean, so that's pretty awesome.
And I didn't know what ROV stood for, so I sent him an email, and he responded saying,
ROV is Remote Operated Vehicle. And the pressure of the ocean is a huge problem for exploration. It's a lot harder to design something that people can sustain that far down than it is to send them to Mars.
So, I mean, that's my point. I think the ocean exploration is cooler than space exploration. I want to see Cloverfield. I think it's living down there. I think there's an underwater species of subhuman type people living down there. I want to see it.
do you really think that?
Yes, I do, and I want to see it.
Okay.
I think there's people like Kevin Costner who have gills like he was in Waterworld, just having a party down there waiting to be discovered.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, you didn't miss much. They pretty much what that movie is in like
It's like post-apocalyptic water
It's
land.
it's the ice caps melted, which caused the whole world to go like miles underwater, which is ridiculous because if the ice caps melted, it would only rise like a foot or something, and which would still cause problems.
that
but
would cause a lot of problems.
It
but,
would,
but
but-
it doesn't matter. Go on.
Anyway, so he sails around the world drinking his own piss. I'm dead serious. He really does, like 10 times in the movie.
What's so bad about that?
I mean, I guess nothing. I mean,
Okay, keep
So
going.
he drinks his own piss, and then he finds Mount Everest at the end, which is actually like an island.
That's pretty
The
cool.
end. It's really bad.
You just ruined the movie. You didn't even say spoilers. You just ruined the movie.
Well, I guess the only spoiler is he drinks his piss, which you see like 10 times, but it's an absolutely horrendous movie. It's, again, why I hate Kevin Costner. It's Waterworld.
Actually,
But-
speaking of movies,
What?
we did watch a movie last weekend.
Oh, we did! How did we forget this?
because it wasn't a very memorable movie.
I guess so. I mean, I forgot
It
about
wasn't
it.
bad, but it wasn't memorable.
Yeah, we saw the movie Grown Ups, the new Adam Sandler one, and before everyone starts laughing and asking why the hell would you see it, I don't know. I mean, I thought it was alright. The thing is like one of my pet peeves with the movie reviewing industry is like people like Ebert, who's a fat piece of crap.
I agree with him on almost everything.
I agree, but the thing is, with a movie like Grown Ups, you can't like review it like it's gonna be Citizen Kane. Like you can't crap all over a movie and say it's horrendous if it's not what the movie's going for. Like Grown Ups is just a family fun popcorn summer movie. That's all it is. It's not.
Well, if you
any-
instead of looking at the stars that they give it or the thumbs up, thumbs down, if you actually read the content of their thing, you'd say that for what it is, it's okay or not okay.
Yeah.
But they do rate them against their peers in terms of movie sense.
Right, because I read like LA Times review and New York Times, and they're all like bashing the hell out of the movie. And to be honest with you, it's not a fantastic movie by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not supposed to be. It's just like a fun movie that you see in the summer on a Saturday afternoon, like we did. It's your third or fourth line hockey players. It's getting 7 minutes of ice time. It's not meant to be, it's just, it is what it is.
It's a great metaphor, Eric.
Will I see it again? Probably not, but did it do its job of entertaining me? Yes.
I mean, but, all right. Let me test your knowledge of the movie.
Okay.
Name 2 of the characters' names.
Kevin James was Eric, because that's
Okay.
my name. And Adam Sandler's was...
Exactly.
No,
You
no,
didn't-
hold on, I got it. It was... Wasn't it like Lenny?
Yeah, it was Lenny. All right,
Lenny,
name
yeah.
one more.
Then...
It doesn't matter. The point is that you just see them as the actors. You don't really care about their characters at all, really.
I mean, no, but should I?
Well, for a good movie, you do care about the characters.
It's not trying to be a good movie.
No, it's just a bunch of one-liners, which they're funny, but the
Yeah.
movie was built around a lot of the
It
one-liners.
was. I mean, the movie, for those who live under a rock, it was simply, it's David Spade, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, Kevin James, and Chris Rock. And Kevin James pretty much filled in for Chris Farley since he's dead.
He's
So-
been dead for a long time.
What's funny, too, is, like, Chris Farley, they make Kevin James out to be like he's this like fat slob in the movie, like Chris Farley or something, but he's really not. Like, I mean, is he overweight? Yeah, but it's not like he's like 600 pounds.
He's not
Like,
morbidly obese.
he wouldn't like break a pool. Or, like,
Yeah.
like some of the stuff they had him do. My other pet peeve with that movie is like the whole like breastfeeding the 4-year-old. It was funny the first time when they were sitting on the park bench and Chris Rock sees it. His facial expression was hilarious, and he kind of like moves away, like what
Yeah.
the hell is going on? I thought that was funny, but then they just kept like going with it, and just it took away that funny part, which should have just been mentioned once. That's it. But that joke was in the movie like 6 times, and that got a little old for me. That
Yeah.
was one of my pet, and that's just with any movie. I don't. You can do a joke once, maybe twice. That's it.
So you must have a big problem with the Austin Powers series.
I do actually. I liked the first one.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny.
The second 2 movies, they recycled a lot.
I thought the second one was
Okay.
alright. I mean, they included some more gross out humor, like when he drinks the poop and stuff, thinking it's
Yeah.
coffee, and just random stuff like that. But the third one, I hated. I just thought it was absolutely atrocious. Like, I really didn't like Goldmember at all. I thought it was exactly just a recycling of the past 2 movies. There's nothing that built up on it. But I mean, overall, though, I mean, it entertained me. It did what it was. I paid
What,
$6
would you
to see
What would
it.
you rate Grown Ups on a scale of 1 to 10?
I mean, like a 5 or 6, I guess. And I don't mean that as like a test score where a 50 is like you flunk and fail. It's just, we saw it as a matinee for $6 on a Saturday. I don't think it was that. I think it was worth it.
I'd say for what it was for a comedy, I'd give it a 6.5, maybe a 7. But for in terms of a movie, in terms of quality, I'd give it a 3.5, 4.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the quality wasn't that good. I mean, I noticed a lot of the shots were kind of weird too. Like they did like a lot from behind. Like I felt like there was always like someone in front of me, like in some scenes. But one thing I do like about, I mean, part of the reason we saw this movie, for those who don't know, we're both pretty big Adam Sandler fans. We grew up, not so much now, but we grew up, you know, pretty big Adam Sandler fans. So we want to
Pretty
see
funny
it.
albums.
Yeah, I mean, we both had They're All Gonna
Movies.
Laugh at You, and his early movies, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, even Big Daddy. I mean, those were all pretty funny. Little Nicky, I guess, is debatable. Some people really like it, some don't. Kind of like Waterboy, the same thing.
Yeah.
Some people really like it, some don't. But I mean, overall, I thought it was okay. We went in. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun to see. Would I see it again? Probably not.
So would you say buy, rent, or wait for it on TV?
I'd say for most people, wait for it on TV, I guess. But if you are a fan of any of the old
Like,
SNL,
if you're a 13-year-old boy or younger, go buy it because you'll watch it over and over again, like I would have when I was 13.
yeah, probably. If you're under the age of 13, you'll absolutely love it. I'd say if you were our age, if you were born and you were, in the 80s essentially, and grew up remembering, Adam Sandler stuff and David Spade. I mean, that's kind of why I saw it more than anything. Like, I grew up loving, like, Tommy Boy and Billy Madison.
Actually, I think his best movie in the last several years probably was, even though a lot of people don't like it, I liked Funny People.
I liked Funny People, too. Everyone bashed that movie. I mean...
Like, I knew what it was going into it. I knew it was
Yeah.
a Judd Apatow comedy that had, like, some serious parts to it, but was also funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one thing I like about Judd Apatow movies, they're like the perfect date movies. Like, you can take a girl to see it and everyone will leave happy. Like, it's not like a chick flick or something where kind of like Knocked Up and all those
Yeah,
things.
Seth Rogen, it's hard to find a bad thing that he's done in the last several years.
Yeah, although he does have one coming out that looks like crap. What is it? I forget. It's like a serious movie. I think.
Oh, the comic book one, the Green Hornet. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's gonna be crap. I'm not.
Yeah, well, that seems like him out of his element because that seems more like a big production one. I think it's not even going to be R-rated. I think it's going to be PG-13.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say
which isn't how you were used to Seth Rogen.
that. Yeah, but I don't know. What were your thoughts overall, though? I mean, did you enjoy it? Were you happy seeing it?
I pretty much echo what you said.
Yeah.
I can't bring anything new to the conversation.
Yeah. Yeah, and hopefully, I mean, I can see why Adam Sandler doesn't make movies like he used to anymore. Because you know how much money he makes as like a family entertainer now.
Yeah.
It's like Eddie Murphy. Same thing.
That's one thing that helped Adam Sandler get popular is like he has only 1 or 2 R-rated films.
Yeah.
Almost all his movies are like kid friendly, relatively speaking.
Right, and I mean, it's funny. Like, even believe it or not, like one of the top actors as far as pay, like top paid actors, Eddie Murphy. And you wouldn't think so because every movie he's made since pretty much like
Early
1990
90s, yeah.
is awful, like absolutely terrible. But the thing is like you're gonna make way more money as a family entertainer than you would as a dirty, funny comic. I mean,
Yeah, pretty much.
I would do the same thing if someone said I'll give you a couple million to make a really lousy movie and a ton of people see it. Then yeah, I would do it too. It's like Adam Sandler. He did like bedtime stories and like Spanglish and all that. I mean,
Well, Spanglish isn't a family movie. Well, a kid's movie.
you know what movie I'm a little intrigued by? We saw a preview for Little Fockers, which
Yeah.
is essentially Meet the Parents 3. It
It is Meet the Parents.
It
right?
is. I mean, Meet the Parents 1, I thought was really good. I know you haven't seen all of it. I thought it was probably one of the best comedies that came out of the 2000s.
Really?
Easily. I think that would definitely be in there as one. I mean, I can't make a list off the top of my head now, but that's easily one of the most memorable, funny. I mean, there's so many parts
Yeah,
of that movie.
scenes of it I saw were pretty funny,
The-
and the sequel I've seen the sequel several times.
The polygraph test. I mean, everything was great. The first one was incredible. The second one.
Second one I liked. I thought it was funny.
was alright, yeah. It definitely wasn't as good as the first one, but what I liked about the first one too is I think from a guy's perspective, I think meeting the parents is something that's very relatable to a lot of people.
Yeah,
I mean,
easy.
I mean, you're getting married soon. I mean, what have you had to go through similar?
I've known the
Trials
parents
and
for
tribulation.
many years, so
Oh, really? So you like kick back and drink some beers with your father-in-law, and it's all good.
yeah, pretty much. I don't have to go through lie detector tests at all.
Oh, really?
No, I guess I was lucky in this case.
Speaking of weird dads, I remember when I was in high school, I dated this girl whose dad was nuts, and we went out to Boston one day to the Red Sox game. She had to call every hour. Not like every couple hours or where you're going, every hour. And it just,
That could be kind of annoying.
yeah, it'd be weird. I feel like parents that are like that always end up getting.
But wait until you're a parent. Just wait until you're.
Oh,
a
we've
parent.
talked about this
I know.
already. How I'm gonna be polishing.
You're
off
gonna
shotguns
you're gonna have her
and-
on such a tight leash. She's not. You're gonna have a GPS on that phone. With
Oh, if I have a daughter when she's a baby, I'm gonna get an operation so a GPS chip can
Well,
be
one
put in
thing
there.
they have now they market it for old people, but you could do it on kids just as easily. Is a GPS device that you put in their shoe. So if the old person wanders away and disappears, you can locate them.
Oh, that's not good enough for me. When I'm a parent, I'm gonna if I have a son, I don't care. I'll be go walk over that rope bridge with snakes on it and stuff. I don't care. Do what you want. Have fun. Be a boy. But if I had a daughter, I'd be all right, doctor, can you put this GPS unit inside of her spine or something so I can keep track at all times. So, when you have a son who's into clowning and weird stuff, I can kind of stop that from happening.
Back
guess.
to the clowning. I've had to explain that to several people, and I have to be kind of hush hush about that.
Oh,
in the
go
work
on!
environment.
Everybody who wants to know what clowning is, we've mentioned clowning, I think, on many episodes. Go on UrbanDictionary.com and look up clowning.
It's a lot better than seeing the video.
There are also some videos of clowning which are very impressive as well.
That's one word for it.
I mean, you gotta say with clowning, it is very impressive. I mean, I don't think I could clown. I really don't.
I'm gonna try this at home.
What's your? I just don't think clowning would be enjoyable, to be honest with you.
For either party.
For either party, yeah. I really don't think it would be.
No, and I'm done talking about clowning. We're going to a commercial break
I'm not
right
clown on her.
In my country, we like to take dog and eat it for food when we go on vacation, so we don't need to have people watch it. We just eat it and digest it. What do you do in your country when you go on vacation with your dog?
Well, we don't eat our dogs. We go to pawtopawpromise.com.
What is .com?
.com? Go on the internet, silly. Go to pawtopawpromise.com. You can set an appointment so that when you go on a trip, instead of eating your family dog, you can have someone take care of your dog. Your dog will be happy.
I don't understand this concept. What do they do when they come to your house?
Oh, it's very easy. You contact Paw to Paw Promise, and they figure out when you will be gone, and they'll come to your house and walk your dog, play with your dog, feed your dog, and take care of your friendly, favorite furry friend, actually, while you're gone.
Well, that can save me money because now I do not need to buy a new dog after each vacation.
Where are you from, sir?
I am from New Jersey. All right, we're back.
Yeah.
So this has been an interesting podcast. We started talking about my experience at the pizza place, then we got into a long discussion on tipping, which I didn't expect to go in that direction, but it did, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, maybe we'll change the face of tipping forever.
I think we will. Actually, I know we will.
I like the, you're from New Jersey, apparently.
I'm not from New Jersey.
And speaking about New Jersey, though, based on that ad, a new season of Jersey Shore is coming up.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Did you ever watch that show?
I haven't watched any MTV shows since Beavis and Butthead stopped playing on.
It was easily very entertaining. I think once
I'm
season
fully
2
aware. I'm fully
comes
aware
up,
of Jersey Shore.
we should recap that, maybe, possibly.
Okay, but that's another thing. Is pretty much the only MTV program, well, not program, but show produced for MTV that has anything to do with music was Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah,
because
pretty much.
they actually watched videos, albeit crappy videos, and they talked during them.
Yeah, it was good times. And speaking of good times, we are going on a international road trip, everybody. So no need to worry, though. We will be doing an international podcast. We bought some portable sound equipment. So we will be taking our podcast to Canada. So, Canada, I hope you're ready.
And when you turn on the special podcast episodes, don't freak out because our intro song is going to be a little different for the special episodes. But then it'll be back to the sports and girls for when we get back to normal episodes.
So, we'll be heading up to Toronto. We're going to go see the Hockey Hall of Fame. We're going to go to the Toronto Zoo, CN Tower, maybe jump into Lake Ontario, Niagara Falls. So,
what's the mall that we might be? Embry?
Eaton Center.
Eaton Center. I don't know why I said Embry.
Alan Embry, the Red Sox pitcher?
No. Anyways, I was thinking of Embry-Riddle, the place that near where Captain J-Rus goes. That's another flight school.
Yep. So it'll be a much needed vacation, that's for sure. So
even though about 50% of the vacation will be just driving. To
but
and
you
from.
know what? Part of
the journey.
Part of the journey is a road trip. So I'm pretty excited for the whole thing.
I'm looking forward to it as long as we don't crash and or die.
Well, I mean, I'll be driving at some point, so there's about a 90% chance it might happen.
Okay. Well, excellent.
Moving on, we're going to close out this episode, as always, with recommendations. But before we get into recommendations, just want to remind everyone, please send us emails. That's pretty cool that we're starting to get a few from people we don't know. That's awesome. So definitely spread the word about the podcast. We like doing this. It's a lot of fun. If you guys got any ideas for what we should rant about, talk about, questions, if you are a very attractive female and want to send me pictures, I would love that. If you want to send John pizza, that would be great. Or coupons for $10 so we can call the pizza place again. That would be great. What else would we want in our email inbox?
If you want to give us funny jokes or job recommendations, or if you want to give us like an electronic money transfer, that would be cool.
Yeah, to help some like Nigerian
to help us.
Oh, to help us. Oh yeah. Get that too.
Yeah, Nigeria, they just suspended their whole soccer team for 2 years
for performing poorly at the World Cup, and then the U.S. they're gonna come home and eat steak.
Yeah, World Cup that tournament. Soccer is the world's most popular sport, but FIFA has a lot of problems they need to address after this World Cup.
Yeah, I agree. It's been a lot of messy problems with this
and the
Cup.
Floppers, the people who just dive and whine about calls, it just makes it unwatchable.
Yep. But
and the poor officiating doesn't help either.
That was officiating drove me crazy, and
that's one thing about sports that makes me mad. I know a lot of people don't like sports, but a lot of people like results and they like action. And when something happens and you can see it on TV that it happened, and an official calls it the other way, you wish that the sport would recognize that, or take the 3 seconds to review the video to understand what actually happened.
Instant replay is great. I hate when people flip out about baseball, why they don't. I mean, they're starting to with home runs and stuff, but just for God's sake, I mean, I understand you don't want it every time. You can challenge it. Like football, I like how they have it. How you can do a challenge once a half. I think that's great. I think something in baseball, maybe once or twice a game, you could challenge, and it can only be for certain things or whatever. But it's getting ridiculous, absolutely a joke.
It's pretty crazy.
But anyways, we're going to be closing out now. We will be doing our international podcast, and my movie recommendation, sticking with the Ben Stiller theme, Heavyweights. Probably the best kids movie I can think of. It's pretty funny. It's from 94, maybe 95.
Kid,
yeah, it had Kenan Thompson. It had Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller was incredible that way. He's hilarious. It's a fat kid camp essentially, and Ben Stiller takes over it, and he's a crazy fitness nut, and he's just crazy. He does very crazy, nutty, funny things, and it's an excellent, funny movie. I saw it last summer because Chaff bought it on DVD. It was awesome. So Anyways, I recommend that. How about you?
All right, well, I guess I'll also stick with the Ben Stiller theme, and I'll recommend a movie that was, I believe, written, but I'm not going to vouch on that. But it was definitely directed and starring him, which is Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, good movie.
It was funny. It was kind of a satire on like war movies and like the Hollywood in general,
Yep.
like prima donna actors and whatnot.
Even Tom Cruise, who I normally don't like at all, I thought he was hilarious with his cameos.
And you didn't
in the
even know it
movie.
was him until the end when it says his name in the credits.
Yeah.
You're like, that's who that was.
He didn't look like him, but he was like the huge fat guy.
You know that the rumors around the movie mill is that Tom Cruise is going to be getting a movie based around that character.
Really?
Yeah, because he just at some recent event he showed up dressed as that character.
Oh wow! I mean,
That would be interesting.
that'd be kind of cool. My favorite part of Tropic Thunder wasn't actually the movie; it was the previews, the fake previews
Yeah.
they did for the movie. Because I thought the first one I saw was for like what
The
was
priest one
there was
or
like
the action one.
there was like remember the fake commercials they did for the movie stars?
Yeah.
There's one for like an energy drink.
Yeah.
I forget what it was called.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I remember what
I
you're
forgot
talking
the
about.
name of it,
Booty
but-
sweat.
Booty sweat or something. I thought that was real. Like I thought that was a legitimate like
Oh,
commercial.
yeah,
I was like, are you kidding me?
No, I knew they were all. I recognized the actors, but it still made me laugh.
Yeah, so definitely a very good choice.
Yeah.
And
So-
hopefully I'll get some emails that are written that say Eric instead of John on them.
Yeah, I
You know what?
doubt it.
You can get all the emails from the guys. They'll say John. Then all the emails from the ladies.
I've gotten emails from the ladies too.
The
You haven't?
ladies will say, Eric, I want you to answer me my question right now. It's exactly what they'll say.
I hope they do,
Yep. And then they'll say clown on me.
and then you probably would.
No, even I wouldn't clown on anyone.
No, but your son would.
On your daughter.
That's bad on both fronts.
I guess, but I guess if we had
This is
future
just taking an
kids,
awkward turn.
I would prefer that my kid did the clowning instead of the.
Well, that would be pretty bad if my daughter clowned on your son.
How could a girl clown on a son?
Just think about that for a second, then you'll see why it's so much worse.
Oh, okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yes.
But on that note, we will be back,
And hopefully we'll have some interviews with some glorious Canucks.
And hopefully when we come back, our inbox will be full of some excellent listener mail. So thank you again, everybody, for listening in. We appreciate it. And John, as always, you want to thank someone?
Well, I'd like to thank you, our listeners, for listening and giving us feedback, those of you who do. Thank you, Andy and Peter, in this episode. And I'd like to thank our producer, Melissa. And as always, I'd like to thank ourselves, because without us, this would not be possible.
Most important is ourselves. Way, way more important.
We're pretty high up there on the importance scale.
Oh, absolutely. So again, thank you, everybody. And
remember, tell your friends about Podcast Revolution.
oh, that's right. And we will have a Facebook group up soon. So hopefully in the next week or two, we'll have that approved
A
and
fan
ready to go.
page. And in the old days, it was like a listener, not listener email, but an email newsletter. But we're going high tech and going Facebook.
Oh, we were going high tech.
And you'll see the familiar logo designed by the legendary Peter R. Horton.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll get some.
As we'd like to thank Peter also.
We'll get some photos up. We'll get some dance off. Once we have the dance off, we'll put the photos on Facebook.
And we'll have a link to the video so you could view it online.
Oh, it will be great. I'm pretty pumped. So.
All right. Well, Eric, it's been a pleasure working with you.
Oh, absolutely, sir.
And I look forward to going on that trip out of the country with you.
Oh, I do too.
I don't look forward to the car ride with you though.
Au revoir.
Auf Wiedersehen. Das Vidania.
Oh, pants down.